blood, sand. The roar of 70,000 spectators demanding death. Roman gladiators weren't just fighters. They were branded warriors, each type trained in specific weapons and fighting styles designed to create the perfect spectacle. From heavily armored brutes to lightning-fast net fighters, these 8 main gladiator types dominated the arena for over 6 centuries. This is every major type of Roman gladiator who fought and died for entertainment. Heavy armor fighters. Let's begin with the warriors who turned defense into an art form. MURMILLO, the Gallic fishman of the arena. This heavily armored gladiator wore a distinctive helmet with a fish-shaped crest, giving him his name from the Latin word for fish. Armed with a gladius sword and a massive rectangular shield called a scutum, the MURMILLO represented the traditional Roman legionary brought into the arena. His opponents often included the nimble THRAEX or the net-wielding RETIARIUS, creating a classic matchup of strength versus speed. The MURMILLO's equipment weighed over 40 pounds, making stamina as crucial as skill. SECUTOR, the chaser built to hunt one target. This gladiator type was specifically designed to counter the RETIARIUS, with a smooth, egg-shaped helmet that prevented nets from snagging. The name literally means pursuer, and everything about his equipment reflected this purpose: tight, streamlined armor with minimal gaps for trident strikes. He carried a gladius and large shield, relying on relentless forward pressure to corner his elusive prey. The helmet's tiny eye holes severely restricted vision, making every fight a claustrophobic nightmare. SECUTORs needed exceptional conditioning, as their matches often became brutal marathons of endurance. HOPLOMACHUS, the Greek-style warrior who brought Eastern tactics to Roman sand. Named after the Greek hoplite soldier, this gladiator wielded a spear as his primary weapon, backed up by a short sword. He carried a small round shield and wore protective greaves on both legs, making him more mobile than the tower shield fighters. The hoplomachus represented Rome's respect for Greek military tradition, even as they conquered it. His fighting style emphasized jabbing attacks from range before closing for the kill. These fighters often faced myrmillones or Thraces, creating dynamic battles of reach versus armor. Medium armor fighters, moving on to the balanced warriors who combined protection with mobility. THRAEX, the Thracian swordsman with a wicked curved blade. This gladiator fought with a sica, a wickedly curved short sword designed to hook around shields and find gaps in armor. He defended himself with a small square shield called a parmula, sacrificing coverage for speed. His legs were protected by high greaves extending above the knee, essential protection given his aggressive low stance. The THRAEX embodied the fighting style of Thrace, Rome's fierce rival in the Balkans. His matches against the heavily armored MURMILLO became one of the arena's most popular pairings, representing conquered barbarian versus Roman military might. PROVOCATOR, the challenger who fought Roman against Roman. This gladiator type represented a legionary versus legionary matchup, armed with a gladius, medium-sized shield, and a breastplate for torso protection. The PROVOCATOR wore a visored helmet with a feather on each side, making him instantly recognizable in the arena. Unlike other gladiator types that represented foreign enemies, the PROVOCATOR embodied Roman martial skill itself. These fighters only battled other provocatores, creating evenly matched duels of pure technique. Their contests were considered the most honorable in the arena, closest to actual military combat. Specialized fighters. Next on the list, the exotic warriors who brought unique tactics to the sand. RETIARIUS, the fisherman who weaponized the unexpected. Armed with a weighted net, a trident, and a dagger, this gladiator wore almost no armor, just a shoulder guard called a galerius on his left arm. The RETIARIUS represented a radical departure from traditional combat, relying entirely on speed, distance, and entanglement. His goal was simple: snare his opponent in the net, then finish them with trident strikes. The crowd loved these fighters for their desperate high-stakes style. One mistake meant certain death against an armored opponent. Many retiarii were former fishermen, their maritime skills transformed into deadly arena tactics. The matchup against the SECUTOR became legendary, a pursuit predator, hunting and evasion specialist. DIMACHAERUS, the dual-wielding swordsman who doubled the danger. This extremely rare gladiator type fought with a sword in each hand, abandoning the shield entirely for pure offense. The name comes from the Greek words for bearing two knives, and these warriors needed exceptional coordination and ambidextrous skill. Evidence suggests they wore minimal armor, perhaps just arm guards, making them glass cannons of the arena. The DIMACHAERUS represented the ultimate high-risk, high-reward fighting style, devastating when pressing the attack, vulnerable the moment they faltered. So few DIMACHAERI existed that many Romans never saw one fight in their entire lives. Equites, the mounted warriors who brought cavalry warfare to the Colosseum. These gladiators began their matches on horseback, armed with a lance and round cavalry shield. Unlike other gladiator types, equites always fought other equites in matched pairs, starting with a mounted phase before dismounting to finish the fight with swords. They wore tunics and medium helmets with wide brims and no crests, distinguishing them from infantry gladiators. The equites represented Rome's cavalry traditions, though they were considered less prestigious than foot fighters. These opening acts warmed up the crowd before the main events, combining the spectacle of horsemanship with gladiatorial combat. From the crushing power of the MURMILLO to the desperate speed of the RETIARIUS, these 8 gladiator types defined arena combat for over 6 centuries. Each style represented a different philosophy of violence, a unique answer to the question, how do you kill a man for entertainment? Rome didn't just want blood. They wanted variety, matchups, drama engineered through specialized training and equipment. Which gladiator type would you have wanted to be? Let me know in the comments below.